It's time for another Dice Tower review with the Game Boy Geek.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today we're going to be going into the mountains, and in those mountains we're going to be looking for eggs. Some dragon eggs, I believe. We're looking at Eggs and Empires. Small little game that got kickstarted by Eagle Griffin Games. 2 to 5 players, plays in 20 to 30 minutes. It's a card game where you're playing cards face down and kind of guessing what your opponents are going to play. Some special abilities. Let's take a look. Eggs and Empires plays from 2 to 6 players. Each player is going to select a deck of their color of choice. At the beginning of the round, we draw a different amount of egg cards depending on the amount of the players. Let's just say we're playing a 4-player game. We would draw 2 egg cards. Now these eggs, some of them are positive, some of them are negative. This one's worth positive 9 points. This one's minus 6. The cards range from, I believe, about minus 9 to plus 15 with the base game. So these 2 egg cards will be out there. Everybody else has their deck. They're essentially going to shuffle their deck, and they're going to draw the top 3 cards into their hand. They're going to look at those 3 cards. They're going to place 1 card face down. Once they're all there, they're going to get revealed. And essentially, the one who has the highest number, now some of these cards have special abilities, so some of those may play an effect here. But other than that, the cards, now that they've been played with the highest number, is going to grab whatever egg they want first. And you always have to take one. So here we have an 8. This player will take the plus 9, and they'll put this face down in front of them. And this player will put this in their discard pile. The next player, the next one, 5 and 5 is tied. Now this is a tiebreak marker. It starts in front of somebody randomly, and if one of these 2 players is the one holding this, they have to take the egg. If not, it's the person closest clockwise, and then once that person takes the egg, this then also moves clockwise. No matter what, anytime the tiebreaker is used, it moves clockwise. They'd be stuck with this egg whether they want it or not. So they get that here, and then this would go into their discard pile as well. And some of these do different things. For instance, the merchant's one of them. So let's go through some of the actions of some of these cards and show you what they do. But typically what's going to happen is you're going to pull these up, and the highest numbers are going to go. The tiebreaker is done by this. You have to take the egg. And then at the end, you've played 1 card. You had 2 left over. Since you're going to draw 1 more card so that you always have 3 in your hand, you're going to continue this all the way until basically you only have 1 card left, which essentially is 9 rounds. Now you'll do that, and then everyone's going to add up their points, and then you're going to continue to do that for 2 more rounds. So essentially you play 3 rounds of this, adding up the positive and negative points, seeing who won. There's also a way to play what's called pub rules, and what pub rules are essentially at the end, you see who has the highest ones, and you basically give them 1 point for every one, and then whoever gets 3 points first wins. So it's a little less on the points every round, but you get 1 point for winning, and then the one who has 3 points first at the end wins. Now let's look at the different abilities. The Bard has no ability, and he's only worth 1. So he's good to play if there's just a ton of red cards out there, and you happen to have in your hand. The Scout. After egg cards have been collected, you look at the top pile of the egg card deck. So you get to look at this, and you place it face down. So you're going to be the only one that has knowledge as to what egg is out there to play for the next round. The Shepherd always collects egg cards prior to the Blacksmith, which is number 8. So if it's 3 versus an 8, the 3 always beats the 8. The Courier, if the Courier did collect an egg card, you may give that egg card to any player. So if you play this, and you got minus 6, give it to somebody that you really like. 5's the Merchant. So if he did not collect an egg card, you receive 6 points. So if the 5 didn't win anything, you put this in your score pile to help remember that you'd score this. If not, you put it in your discard pile. The Priest, if the police collected an egg, you can discard 1 egg from your collected. So if you get that, you could discard one of your bad eggs. The Mage, he doesn't collect face-up exploding egg cards. So for instance, if you had to collect a face-up exploding egg, that's all that's there, you don't collect it. But you can take a face-down card if you want. That would happen from the Scout. But you must keep it if it's an exploding egg. So he can take face down if he wants, but he doesn't have to take a face-up exploding. He's kind of a safety guy. The Blacksmith, if he did not collect an egg card, you receive -4. So again, if you want to collect an egg card with him, otherwise he's getting you -4. So if you didn't collect it with him, he would go in your pile. He'd give you -4, which isn't good. The Dark Priestess, if there's more than one, then they basically cancel each other out. So none of them collect the eggs. And the hero has no ability, but he's a value of 10. So those are the 10 cards that are there. Again, you're playing one card at a time. You're playing 9 rounds. At the end of that round, you're adding all these up, and you're tallying the points. And the first one, and the one that's the highest points at the end of 3 rounds is the winner. Or like I said, you can play pub rule where at the end of each round, the winner has 1 point, and you're just playing for 3 points. Of course, it's a longer game that way, but it's easier for scoring than the pub game. And that's Eggs and Empires. Let's look at, there's a couple of little mini expansions off of the game. Let's look at those. Here's one of the mini expansions to try and vary eggs. Basically, you take out the 3 exploding eggs closest to 0, and you replace them with these 3 cards. If you end up with one of these at the end of the game, it's -3. If you get 2 of them, it's +6. If you get 3 of them, it's +9. So if you're going to go after these, you want to go after a bunch of these. The second mini expansion is called the Brood Eggs. And again, you take the good eggs that are closest to 0, throw those out, and you're going to replace them with these, equal to the player count. So however many players there are, you remove those eggs, good eggs close to 0, and you put this many cards in. If you have 1 of them at the end of the game, it's 3. 2 of them, it's 5 points. 3 of them, it's 7. And 4 of them, it's 10. So again, it gives you something else to go for, and it takes away kind of the non-exciting eggs there. Now these mini expansions did come with the Kickstarter version. Otherwise, you can order it separately after Kickstarter for, I think it's like $5. That's the expansion. All right, there's Eggs and Empires. I gotta say, I like these little micro games a lot that are small and short and compact and easy to play, easy to teach. And this is another one of those. I think this is a very solid game. It got Kickstarted, but it's really good. If this had come out before Love Letter, and if this had a different theme on it, I could definitely see that this could have swept the nation with mom and pops and families. Because I think the mechanisms are really cool. It's simple. You know, you've got that good egg and the bad egg out there. And which card do I play? You know, do I play the 8? You know, if I play the 8, do I remember what other players played? Has he played his 10 yet? You know, there's a little bit of a memory element there. And if everyone's played some of the sort of higher cards, then I have a pretty good chance of getting that big card. But if not, and I play the 8, where's the tiebreaker marker? If someone else played an 8, am I going to tie? Am I going to have to get stuck with the bad egg? So you've got these, you know, it's trying to figure out, guess what other people are going to be playing, have that little memory element, seeing how your special ability is going to do, knowing what other eggs have already come up. It's little and it's light and it's simple and I like how, you know, you're pulling 3 cards and boom, you've got 3 things to think about. And which of these 3 am I going to play right now, given this, given what's happened before? So I really like it. It's simple, but you have a lot to think about. It's a good, solid game. Here's the one thing that people might not like about it is it's very swingy. I mean, you could be in dead last with like negative points after the first round, and then the second round score like 40 points. I mean, it's very swingy. You can go from last to first to last to first a lot in this game. That might bother some people. You have to know that that's there. It's very swingy. It reminds me of Dwarf King. It was like a trick-taking game where it was just super swingy with points. Some people don't like that. I don't mind it. I think it's fine. Keeps it interesting. You're never out of the game, and when you have a good lead, you're never good enough. I like the swinginess, but some people might not. The artwork's great. The cards are awesome quality. It's that linen thing's really nice. The expansions are really... If you have the expansions, there's no reason ever to play this game without them. It makes the game more interesting. I'm a little sad that the base game after Kickstarter doesn't have them, but hey, you know, they've got to sell it at a certain price. I think it's only like $5 for the expansion. You should get it because it really does make the game even more interesting going for those cards. Overall, great, quick and easy, great micro game, good filler game. Eggs and Empire, small. Check it out.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.